Warning: these Barranquilla dishes may cause cravings. Some of these places may belong in one or more categories. There were other places I visited but are lacking content. Sometimes I get comments asking for recommendations on places to eat and things to do in Barranquilla. They have just about everything. They have burgers, pizza, and pasta. They have Asian, they have Mexican, and Middle Eastern. I'll introduce you to Comida Tipica. I'll show you my favorite breakfast, lunch, and dinners. My favorite dessert. My favorite snack spots. My favorite watering holes. And my favorite entertainment. So sit back, relax, and grab a napkin in case you start drooling, because these are my favorite places to eat and drink in Barranquilla. And this is Eddie on the Go. Comida Tipica is defined as traditional dishes that are representative of a region or specific culture and passed down from generation to generation. For example, chilaquiles is a comida típica of Mexico. And as with all dishes, they will vary by location depending on factors such as how your grandmother made it, availability of certain ingredients, or whatever. An example of a Colombian Comida Tipica restaurant in the Atlántico department is Totuma y Verbena, located in the Rio Mar section of the city. They serve traditional soups, including the Sancocho I ordered. Ingredients vary, but most commonly include beef, chicken, or pork, as well as plantains, yuca, potatoes, corn, and with cilantro and scallions and broth. It was so good, and the starch gave me energy for all the walking I did. Located on Avenida 20 de Julio in the Norte Centro district, you will find Palenque Restaurant, which serves traditional Caribbean dishes, including the sea bass plate that came with coconut rice, salad, and fried plantain, or this shrimp soup dish topped with chicharrón. They also have refreshing tropical cocktails, such as this passion fruit margarita. I bet you can't just drink one. I couldn't. And their heavenly desserts, such as this passion fruit cheesecake. Me encanta maracuyá muy mucho. And a surprise, they even serve delicious candies when they bring the bill. Que rico. I was lucky that Palenque was located across the street from one of my Airbnb apartments, or I might not have ever found it. El Palmar is a family-owned restaurant and bar located on Carrera 44 in the El Porvenir neighborhood that serves sancochos, fish, and asado dishes, like the parrilladas with beef, pork, chicken, and chorizo. Or this pollo asado, which I had with scrambled eggs and came with patacones. I washed it down with limonada natural ×2. Narcobollo is a buffet-style casual dining restaurant in Norte Centro that serves various Colombian and costeño favorites, including tamales, chicharrón, soups, empanadas, arepas, and other fried snacks. It was one of my more frequented places to fill my belly while on my walks in that part of town. and I always washed it down with some tasty Corozo juice. The Gran Malecon del Rio Boardwalk is a well-designed 5.5-kilometer promenade in public space for connecting the city's people with its waterfront, providing plenty of green spaces and a kids' playground, a place for recreation, culture, and enjoyment for all. Malecon del Rio is home to statues honoring Barranquilla's singer Shakira and model, actress, TV personality, and businesswoman Sofia Vergara. Another attraction is La Ventana de Campeones, or the Champion's Window in Spanish, known locally as the Shark's Fin, a public monument donated by Tecnoglass as a tribute to the Junior de Barranquilla football team. Carmen del Rio has restaurants and places selling adult beverages and snacks, but further down the promenade is Tajamares Fish and Seafood Restaurant. Tajamares serves satisfying seafood dishes including the Ceviche de Chef and Posta del Pescado en Guiso with limonada natural. The total bill only came to $11.61 US dollars. I only wished I had another limonada natural. It was hot and humid out there. How did this rank? Stick around till the end to find out. Sky Garden is a trendy 5th floor Rio Mar Restobar full of those backgrounds where women like to take their selfies. I ordered some sushi rolls and margaritas before heading out to the Elvis. It was early in the evening and the only other customers were a couple and a group of friends getting together for the evening. Too bad I learned later that I was charged full price when drinks were 2 for 1. But the sushi was fresh and delicious, and the atmosphere, well, visually overwhelming. Coco Beach, located on the 15th floor of Hotel GHL, has their sunset bar and the pool area with a DJ, and some really good mariscos. I had a sushi roll, their ceviche peruano, and a Corona for about $21 US. Stick around to the end of the video and I'll tell you what I thought about it. It was almost noon and I was hungry. Most American malls have a food court. At the malls here, they sometimes have an entire floor dedicated to restaurants and snack shops. There are so many places to choose from on the mall's 4th level, but only one place was open yet. Umi Sushi. I decided to have a couple of sushi rolls and a beer to set my stomach right. It was actually my first meal since arriving in town, so the trip to the mall wasn't a total loss. Stick around until the end and see how Umi ranks among my favorites. While doing research for my trip to Barranquilla, I learned that there is an annual nationwide competition for artisanal hamburger creations called Burger Master, put on by Tulio Recomienda, and I made a list of some of the participants to visit. I actually made it to the 3 restaurants featured here. As it turned out, one of those places was right around the corner from my Airbnb, and that was Chori. They have had several entries that were entered in past competitions, so I had to try them all, including their Encanto Burger, their entry for 2022. Chori serves more than burgers, and you'll see them again later. Stick around until the end and see how it ranks among my favorites in the burger category. Another local Barranquilla restaurant that serves delicious artisanal burgers and more is Big Bites, like this guava cheeseburger or this Munster burger. Stick around until the end and see how Big Bites ranks among my favorites. One of the burger restaurants I most look forward to visiting was Santo Restobar, which boasts 2 for 1 cocktails always. And please believe I tried several on my first visit. 3 times 2, in fact. Great deal on cocktails and delicious burgers. How do they rank? Stick around until the end and see how Santo Restobar ranks among my favorites. I actually spotted Los Hueros Taqueria while on a walk to some clothing stores with my Nigerian-American expat friend Chinedo Opara, and made it a point to take an Uber to Las Mercedes and try it out. They didn't have my original choice of cochinita pibil, so I decided on trying their al pastor tacos. I was curious to see if they passed the test, and I was not disappointed. They were delicious. Stick around until the end of this video and see how Los Hueros ranks among my favorites. Like Los Hueros Taqueria, I discovered La Patrona while on a walk, and on another walk I discovered a second location. It had a very Mexican presentation in their decor, and the tacos Veracruz, shrimp tacos and a mango salsa, were very satisfying, as were the margaritas. As an American tourist from a state where Mexican food is king, it was nice to find Mexican food in Colombia done right. Twice. Stick around until the end and see how La Patrona ranks among my favorites. If you are an American, then you are no doubt familiar with the Denny's casual restaurant chain. Archie's is similar, but Colombian. Their menu includes breakfast items, appetizers, soups and salads, pizzas, pastas, cocktails, and desserts. I ordered these chocolate pancakes, salchichas, orange juice, and a cappuccino for a total of $15.55 US dollars. On another occasion, I tried a penny pasta dish. Stick around until the end and see how Archie's ranks among my favorites. The first time I tried to visit Crepesy Waffles was on a Monday, and I learned that they were closed, so I went back on the following Sunday. I ordered the Sensacion crepe with smoked ham, tomato, and onion, accompanied by a cheese hollandaise sauce, along with a cafe americano and corozo juice. I also wanted to try their chocolate bomb dessert, but I was told the kitchen doesn't make it until 1 p.m., so I finished my breakfast and drank coffee until it was ready. I must say it was worth the wait for this decadent dessert. How did Crepesy Waffles rate? Stick around until the end and see. Chori features lunch specials include their paelloritas del dia, the paellorita mexicana, Hindu, peruana, asiática, and colombiana. I had the great pleasure of being acquainted with 3 local musicians who performed on their patio on weekends and have gone on to perform internationally. How does Chori rank among my favorites? Stay till the end, parce. Sunset Bar was small but had a cool vibe and live acoustic music. I met a Colombian-American friend of the owner who lives in Miami, and we sat outside drinking rum and cokes and talked about the city. Bourbon Street is a cool club with live bands and good food. I had recorded footage, but I somehow lost it. Clink Licores and Snacks was at the far end of my block, so I went there often while I lived in Rio Mar. This open-air bar features a shiny gold sofa which seemed to never be in the same place for very long. On my first visit, I ordered a michelada and quickly learned that a Colombian michelada is different from a Mexican one. The beer is mixed with lemon juice. It is refreshing, though. On one of my favorite nights at Clink, they had a vallenato group, Los de Siempre, playing live, and some ladies passed out styrofoam bowls of ajiaco soup. It was a great night of music. The band loved that I was recording a video of them for my YouTube channel and invited me to a party they were playing at the following weekend. Unfortunately, the party was canceled due to rain. If there was one thing that might make me stick around even if a place was dead, that would be the air conditioning. The lights are low, except for when they aren't, and you realize that you're in a scaled-down Las Vegas-style production. The Elvis nightclub and diner has stage productions of scenes from Grease and has its own Elvis mascot. Their staff is very attentive and fun. I came here often. I did love the atmosphere, not just climate-wise, but also the food, cold drinks, and the people I met here. On my last visit, they were showing the Colombia-Venezuela football match, and the place was packed. Bogota Brewing Company has locations in Bogota, Medellin, Cundinamarca, and of course, Barranquilla. Bogota Brewing Company was what I'd always order when at a bar or a club if I was drinking beer. The first beer I sampled was the Cajica Honey Ale, which is perfect for this hot and humid climate. For lunch, I ordered their picada BBC, chicken wings, chicken fingers, grilled beef skewers, onion rings, and house french fries with honey mustard and barbecue dipping sauces. On this visit, I also tried their Septimazo IPA, their Monserrate Bitter, and their Chapinero Porter. Needless to say, it was a good thing I wasn't driving on this trip and got around mostly by Uber. How did Bogota Brewing Company rate? You know the drill. Stick around to the end when I tell you. Sometimes you just need something to get you through till lunch, am I right? That's what snacks are for. Gotta have those carbs and caffeine. Located throughout Barranquilla is Tostado, Café y Pan. Their blended coffee drinks are a lot more flavorful than that worldwide chain out of Seattle. And their pastries aren't bad either. How did Tostado rate? Stick around. At Viva Mall, I'd usually stop at Snack to Go for coffee and a bite before shopping. They have the baked cheese-filled dough known as deditos, plus cakes, pies, and other goodies. When I moved to the Airbnb in Norte Centro Histórico, I bought an assorted box to have on hand. Escúchame bien, those carbs really help out when you do as much walking as I do. Juan Valdez is another superior Colombian coffee chain. They even have a blended drink with Baileys. Unfortunately, it's not available until the afternoon. No complaints though. The flavor of Colombian coffee shines through. I was killing time before going into the old cathedral after Mass, narrowly avoiding the theft of my GoPro by a homeless guy. The owner of Joseph Restaurant and Cafe had me come inside to order my meat empanada, dedito, and corozo slushy. You say corozo, and I'm there, man. And now the moment you've all been waiting for. In the Comida Tipica category, drumroll please. And the winner is Palenque. Ever since I've eaten the Afro-Caribbean dishes in Panama, I will jump at the chance to enjoy this type of cuisine that Palenque does so well. And their friendly service is a big plus, something we don't see often enough anymore in the US. Gracias de nuevo, Palenque. Te extraño mucho. Two of my favorite foods are sushi and ceviche, so this was a different category to pick a favorite from. Yes, Palenque serves seafood dishes, as does Tajamares, but I got the best of both worlds at Coco Beach. The sushi roll was fresh and delicious, but that ceviche peruano, I could eat that every day. My compliments to the chef. Another category más difícil is the burger category. I tried tantas hamburguesas diferentes, so many different hamburgers between Chori, Santo, and Big Bites, that it's impossible for me to choose a favorite based on the food alone. They all had different things going for them, so that's why I'm going to call this one a three-way tie. If you're ever in Barranquilla, try them all and you'll see what I mean. Now don't get me wrong, Güero's Taqueria makes very good, legit Mexican tacos. But as I said before, I love my seafood. And La Patrona's Tacos Veracruz and their mango margaritas were as close to a perfect Mexican meal as one can get in Colombia. Their fajitas were also good, but the Tacos Veracruz were what won them over for me. Que rico. I suppose that by definition, most of the places I dined at in this city would fall under the casual dining label. And again, not to take away from any of the other restaurants I visited, Chori felt like home to me, and the staff made me feel like family, like a VIP. And this is why Chori is my favorite in this category. Chori was also one of the most family-friendly restaurants that I experienced. Their menu choices didn't make deciding what to order easy, because they do have a lot of delicious options on their menu. I miss the staff at Chori a lot, and we stay connected on Instagram. It makes me feel a little closer than the 3,900 miles between us. Yes, I had visited Dunkin'. Yes, they have great donuts. But that's an American chain, and this is about Colombia. I had also visited Mr. Bono, Snack, and Joseph's downtown, but the winner for me in this category has to be Tostao. There was just something about the combination of the flavor of that delicious cold blended coffee drink and their chocolate croissant, especially at the first store I visited. I happened to find it while on a walk and couldn't find it again, but I did find others. If you have been a subscriber of my channel for a while, it may come as no surprise that Elvis Nightclub and Diner wins this one. The combination of great cocktails, food, entertainment, and service, along with a literally cool climate, makes this a great place to spend an evening. Heck, I even stayed one time until closing, which I think it might have been 4 a.m., but I digress. If you ever visit Barranquilla, make it a point to spend an evening at the Elvis. It is quite the experience. There are many Middle Eastern restaurants in Barranquilla. People from countries such as Lebanon, Syria, Egypt, and Turkey immigrated here over the decades due to regional conflicts and becoming part of the region's social fabric. During my 3 months, I had wanted to try one of these restaurants, and it wasn't until my friend Maria took me to Ragheb after our interview that I finally did. It was so good. A good cheesecake is hard to beat, but my favorite dessert that I tried in Barranquilla was La Bomba de Chocolate at Crepes y Waffles. Look at all that chocolatey goodness. This decadent chocolate creation features caramelized banana, arequipe, a Colombian caramel sauce, and chocolate ice cream on mini chocolate waffles. If you love chocolate, this rich and intensely flavored dessert is a must-try. There are no losers here among these places I've visited, and the people who I've met there were all great, friendly, and fun people. There are other restaurants I visited while I was in Barranquilla, but for one reason or another, I don't have footage, which is sad. But the one thing I'd like to leave you with are recommendations for places I ate and drank at, should you visit Barranquilla yourself. In fact, I must insist you try them all, because my motto is, always leave good behind. It always makes me smile when I hear that my viewers visit places I've been to or ask for recommendations. Travel should always be a positive learning experience. It's the opportunity to be reminded that, no matter where we live, we have more in common with other people and cultures than we think. It's the governments who want us to think otherwise. If you found this video entertaining and or useful, please consider liking and subscribing because it helps with the algorithm. We appreciate you at this channel. Until next time, Eddie on the go, out.